with the molten sky, feeling the polyrhythmic pulse of this place, this huge wind-swept body of water and stone, this vexed being in whose flesh we're entangled. Becoming earth, becoming animal, becoming, in this manner, fully human. This is a book about becoming a two-legged animal, entirely a part of the animate world whose life swells within and unfolds all around us. It seeks a new way of speaking, one that enacts our interbeing with the earth rather than blinding us to it. A language that stirs a new humility in relation to other earth-born beings, whether spiders or obsidian outcrops or spruce limbs bent low by the clumped snow. A style of speech that opens our senses to the sensuous in all its multiform strangeness. The chapters that follow strive to discern and perhaps to practice a curious kind of thought, a way of careful reflection that no longer tears us out of the world of direct experience in order to represent it, but that binds us ever more deeply into the thick of that world, a way of thinking enacted as much by the body as by the mind, informed by the humid air and the soil and the quality of our breathing, by the intensity of our contact with the other bodies that surround. Yet words are human artifacts, are they not? Surely to speak or to think in words is necessarily to step back from the world's presence into a purely human sphere of reflection. Such precisely has been our civilized assumption. But what if meaningful speech is not an exclusively human possession? What if the very language we now speak arose first in response to an animate, expressive world, as a stuttering reply not just to others of our species, but to an enigmatic cosmos that already spoke to us in a myriad of tongues? What if thought is not born within the human skull, but is a creativity proper to the body as a whole, arising spontaneously from the slippage between an organism and the folding terrain that it wanders? What if the curious curve of thought is engendered by the difficult eros and tension between our flesh and the flesh of the earth? Is it possible to grow a worthy cosmology by attending closely to our encounters with other creatures and with the elemental textures and contours of our locale? We are by now so accustomed to the cult of expertise that the very notion of honoring and paying heed to our directly felt experience of things, of insects and wooden floors, of broken-down cars and bird-pecked apples and the scents rising from the soil, seems odd and somewhat misguided as a way to find out what's worth knowing. According to assumptions long held by the civilization in which I've been raised, the deepest truth of things is concealed behind the appearances, in dimensions inaccessible to our senses. 1,000 years ago, these dimensions were viewed in spiritual terms. The sensuous world was a fallen, derivative reality that could be understood only by reference to heavenly realms hidden beyond the stars. Since the powers residing in such realms were concealed from common perception, they had to be mediated for the general populace by priests, who might intercede with those celestial agencies on our behalf. In recent centuries, an abundance of discoveries and remarkable inventions have transformed this culture's general conception of things, and yet the basic disparagement of sensuous reality remains. Like an old collective habit very difficult to kick, the directly sensed world is still explained by reference to realms hidden beyond our immediate experience. Such a realm, for example, is the microscopic domain of axons and dendrites, and neurotransmitters washing across neuronal synapses, a dimension entirely concealed from direct apprehension, yet which presumably precipitates or gives rise to every aspect of our experience. Another such dimension is the recondite realm hidden within the nuclei.